name is Mark. I have a little puzzle for you. How do you put liquid inside a chocolate? What if the liquid doesn't freeze? In this episode we'll be making a passion fruit syrup and we'll be putting it inside a white chocolate. Let's get cooking! To make the passion fruit syrup you will need passion fruits. I used 5. Cut the fruit in half and scoop out the insides with a teaspoon. Once you have collected all the fruit, pass it through a sieve to separate the juice from the seeds. In my case I had 5 fruits which yielded 75 grams of juice. To amplify the flavor, measure out about half of that in sugar, so about 37.5 grams in this case, and 1/15 of the fruit in citric acid, or about 5 grams in this case. This will result in a syrup that's well tangy. Heat it all up together, stir until the sugar and citric acid have dissolved, and you have a syrup which also happens to make a great tropical drink on a summer day. If you haven't told anyone you're making chocolates, at this point you can refrigerate your syrup and claim victory. To make the white chocolate cases you will need white chocolate. It's useful to get a bit more than you think you need. What we'll do is to gently warm 2/3 of our chocolate in the microwave 10 seconds at a time until just melted. We then stir in the reserved chocolate, which will act to seed the chocolate to restore its temper and snap. To make your chocolate cases then, distribute your melted chocolate into an ice cube tray. The squeezy bottle is a great tool for this. No, it's not. A piping bag works better, but you really don't need either. Leave the chocolate to set for a little while, then flip over your ice cube tray over a plate or baking sheet and leave to drain in the refrigerator. Once the chocolate has set, tidy up the cases, making sure the edges are evened out and the cavity is large enough to hold the desired amount of liquid. But before we fill the cases, let's look at sealing them. You see, if you just fill the cases with liquid and try to put a blob of chocolate on top, the displacement will push the liquid to the side and the chocolate won't seal well. A simple way to solve this is with a bit of coconut oil, the sort of quantity you could make yourself from a single coconut. The coconut oil has a bit lower melting point than the chocolate, but a considerably higher melting point than your passion fruit syrup, and it will float on top of the liquid. If we add the coconut oil when the passion fruit syrup is cold and the coconut oil is just above its melting point, it will soon set and keep the syrup put. We can then refrigerate our chocolates. As soon as they are once again cool, we can easily spread some more chocolate onto the casings to perfectly seal them shut. Let's look at that in practice. First we put the syrup in the chocolate cups. Gently warm up a little bit of coconut oil until it's just melted and add it in with the tip of a teaspoon. Wick away the excess with a bit of kitchen paper. Repeat as needed. Finally, once the coconut oil has set, get a spatula with a straight edge, cover the chocolates with melted white chocolate and close them up with the spatula. Refrigerate until the lids have set, then unmold the chocolates and tidy up the edges. Be sure to wear a glove so as not to leave fingerprints on these criminally delicious chocolates. Decorate the chocolates as desired. I used a chopstick to subtly dot each one with a drop of chocolate. And with that, your liquid-filled chocolates are ready. I haven't done a shelf life trial on these, so just to be sure, keep them refrigerated and eat within a week. And that's all I have for you today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, please leave them below. Other than that, see you next time. Bye bye.